The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County and begin with our honor roll of high school teams. Number 3 this week, Hilton Cheerleading. The cadets took home the big prize, first place in the Division I large squad category. Number 2, Wilson Football advanced into the Class A finals against Irondequoit. The Wildcats had never won a sectional. And at number 1, Fairport Girls Soccer, Section 5 champions in AA at last. It was their 4th final in the last 8 years of their first win over that stretch. Claire Mulholland had 5 saves and a 2-0 shutout of Victor. History was on the line for Pittsford in the Section 5 football playoffs, but that's nothing new for the Panthers. The task this year was to actually make some.
Hey, that's not a regular kick for you.
I know.
Right? I want you to kick through with forward.
It is really quite remarkable that Pittsford hadn't won a Section 5 football championship in 35 years, because they're good, very good. So good, in fact, that they're in their 6th championship final in the last 8 years. That's pretty impressive. What isn't is that headed into this year's championship game against Aquinas, Pittsford hadn't been able to finish the job.
I guess we all as coaches got to stick around for another couple of years until we get this damn thing done, though. I'm either going to die trying, or I'm going to be coaching forever. We're going to win this damn thing one time.
Pittsford hasn't won a sectional title in their history, just Mendon High School, so we can make history, so that's pretty cool.
Now, you guys know that. I'm impressed. It was 1982. Is that a motivating factor in you guys' mind?
Yeah, of course. We just try to be the first team to bring it home.
But you weren't even born then. I mean, it's really relevant?
Yeah, I mean, we just want to win one. Like, it'd be pretty big for Pittsford.
The quest to win borders on personal for Coach Keith Mullinich.
It's a dream for these guys since they were little to look at teams that we've had success, but we've come up short. As I don't know, 35 years it's been, or 33 years since we've been combined, and we haven't won a sectional title. So, from a football community standpoint, we're trying hard to get there.
You see, Mullinich played for Pittsford shortly after the district combined the two programs. He came up through the Sutherland chain and witnessed the cross-town championship seasons. Mendon won sectionals 3 straight years in 80, 81, and 82.
Those trophies are not in our trophy case upstairs, but they're in our locker room. They're in our team room. When you enter our weight room, you walk under a shelf with those trophies. So those kids know those dates. They know what that means. They also see our 5 runner-up plaques from the 5 out of the last 7 years we've been there and came up short. So they're reminded of that every day too.
If this were to become the team to win it all, it was tough to tell early on. The Panthers were routed by mighty Canisius out of Buffalo, 42-27 to start the season. Big boy football. Something a little different for new junior quarterback Matt LaRocca, freshly transferred from Bishop Kearney.
And it did open my eyes to realize that, all these bigger kids and more athletes are going to be coming after me. But I feel like I'm used to it now and just ready to go out and play.
Was there anything in your head that said, whoa, what have I gotten myself into?
Not really. I kind of expected that there were going to be bigger people chasing after me and more competition at this higher level. But I feel like I've been handling it well, and I just need to keep coming out here and playing my best.
Was that a little demoralizing, having to begin the season that way?
I wouldn't say that. They were the number one team in the state at the time, so we knew they would be good, and they were good. So we learned a lot because it was the first game, and we were able to build off of that game. We haven't lost since. So
From that season eye-opener, Pittsford won 8 straight against Section 5 opponents, including a win at defending champion Victor and a 27-point come-from-behind win in the sectional semifinals over McQuaid.
It's been a fun time. We knew Canisius was not our only tough opponent. We had Victor. We knew that we were still heartbroken when we came up short last year. So we wanted to make that our top priority, becoming that if we did beat them, we knew we had a chance to be first or second seed. So we did do that, and we're proud of that.
Which left one significant piece of unfinished business, actually bringing home a sectional championship. To get one for Keith.
Yeah, he tells us that this year could be special, and it really can be special if we work hard and keep it going.
Listen, I don't cry about much, but you'll see tears out of my eyes. I mean, I was a freshman in high school when the goal was there for Pittsford to win. And then we had a great team in '86, and we thought we were going to do it, and we came up short. So those memories are long. So not only will I have tears, but I think a lot of community members and a lot of these kids will have tears if we come through with a win.
Go! Okay, we're going. That's there too. Do this. You're running, Mike. 24 Are you prepared for 7
Coming up next, we compare notes with Paul Gotham in the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Kim Burnson has our Wegmans Making the Grade segment, and it is serious season for the cross-country runners when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Dunkin' has lots of fall favorites to root for. Maple pecan, pumpkin, maple sugar bacon. But on game day, we root for one team. One team, baby. Win the fall, folks.
Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beats. Time now for our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Paul Gotham, PickandSplinters.com, joins us. Paul, what do you got on the site this week?
Full in-depth coverage of our Far West regional games. I'll have those 5 games along with previews for those teams, those Section 5 teams that advance to the semifinals. And believe it or not, it may be exhibition basketball, but we'll have college basketball going on in the region, so we'll have coverage of that as well.
PickandSplinters.com, and it's nice that, half the regions that we get one side of the soccer and the one side of the volleyball and the cross country is here, so we've still got stuff at the state level to watch.
Yeah, without question, and our teams have done well in the past. Last year we had Fairport, Livonia, and World of Inquiry that all advanced to the state tournament, and it wouldn't be any reason to think that wouldn't happen again this year.
Pittsford Sutherland dethroned HFL in the A2 boys soccer this year. They're a story.
Yeah, Alex Olioruk, the goalie, comes back from playing 1 year of football, decided to play football for 1 year, try it out, didn't work out for him, gets back in the net for Sutherland, and he had a chance to either be part of that big rally that Pittsford had against McQuaid in football, but he chose to be part of the big upset of the 3-time champion HFL team. And he is shut out. They have, through the sectionals, they shut out opposing teams 8-0. So really a great story there for Alex.
Yeah, it's been a good season for Pittsford altogether. Also, felt real good for Coach Zorn getting one out in Brockport.
Coming full circle, saying that this is retiring after this year. It's been more than a decade since he won the sectional title, and in his final year, he wins a sectional title. So one of those 2 stories, Sutherland or Brockport, is going to advance to the Far West Regionals.
All right, you had a little baseball news?
Sure. Mitch Hensjaw, also from Brockport, keeping up the Brockport theme there, recently committed to play at St. John's University, following in the footsteps of his brother Brandon, who went from GCC, Genesee Community College, to play at St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, D1. I mean, that's somewhat a pipeline, right? St. John's is a good program.
Sure, it's a great program, and it's more evidence of the success of Section 5 baseball. We're going to have 8 to 10 guys playing Division I baseball over the next year or 2.
Paul Gotham, PickandSplinters.com. Keep up the good work with the website.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. This is the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and later the Haley and Bailey Show succeeds Sammy at RH when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
Making the Grade this week is Molly Alessi, a senior at Churchville-Chili High School. Molly has been a member of the girls' swimming and diving team since her freshman year, and due to her leadership abilities, she's served as a captain of the varsity squad. She's even volunteered as the modified swim team manager for 2 seasons, helping out the talent coming up through the program. Not only has she become an expert in time management, balancing practice and swim meets, but she also finds time to hit the books. Since entering high school, Molly maintains an average above 90% and takes both IB and AP classes. Her grades have earned her a place in the National Honor Society. Molly takes no time off during the summer as she gives back by volunteering her time with a local rabies clinic. And next fall, Molly would like to pursue a major in diagnostic medical sonography at Alfred University. Nominated for her reliability and pride in her work, this week, Molly Alessi is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Section 5 calendar.
Here's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. State championships will be awarded in soccer. The girls' titles will be competed for at SUNY Cortland on Saturday and Sunday. The boys will play at Middletown Saturday and Sunday. Rochester gets into the action as Wayne Central hosts the state cross-country championships over the weekend. Volleyball advances to the regional round on Saturday. The girls will play at Section 6, but the boys will play at sites to be determined in Section 5. That's the best of the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Here are the Vision High School Sports Beat Top 5 High School Football Plays of the Week, brought to you in cooperation with Varsity Media. For the best local coverage in Section 5 sports, visit varsitymedia.net. Our top 5 plays from the semifinal round of sectionals. At number 5, we go to Irondequoit playing against Canandaigua, and Freddie June bounces the ball first, picks it up and throws it to Robert Diaz-Judson, 53 yards for a touchdown, just the way it's drawn up. This is from the same game now at number 4, and June can play some ball. He's not all arm, he's legs too. Freddie had 67 yards and a touchdown on this play. He threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for 2 more, 228 yards rushing. Irondequoit a 40-34 winner over Canandaigua. Number 3, we have Victor punting to Aquinas. And despite the fact here that Aquinas is in full rush mode and all their blockers are upfield, Shane Noble Jr. takes it nonetheless and goes 71 yards with his punt return. He scored twice on the day, and in an 8-point victory for Aquinas, 17-9. Those are obviously very important points. At number 2, Pittsford versus McQuaid. Pittsford wins this game 35-27. But this is a McQuaid play for a touchdown. Hunter Walsh is the quarterback, and from out of the grasp, he finds Mark Passero good for a 20-yard touchdown. He was fun to watch this year, Walsh was. At number 1, we go to the Wilson-Brockport game, and it's Brockport ball here, but not for too very long. Jakir Moore with the pick, goes all the way across the field, and then down the far sideline, resulting in a 54-yard touchdown. One more move to make. There it is. And he's in our high school football play of the week. Coming up, catching up with a few of our top cross-country runners leading up to states when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3 this week, Hannah Butler of Brighton is the section's top diver. She owned the highest point total in sectionals, winning Class B. At number 2, the Warham brothers of Brockport Soccer, Colby and Zach. Each scored the Blue Devils' 2-1 Section 5 Class A championship game win over Brighton. At number 1, Nathan Lawler, Pittsford Mendon, winning the Monroe County Cross Country Meet title in record form, breaking the previous mark at Parma Town Hall Park. It is that time of year when the weather turns, the leaves fall, and cross-country runners get serious. Haley Reardon of Rush-Henrietta leads a talented and closely packed field of females into championship season, the serious season. The cross-country season is a mishmash of meets in parks and courses across the county with an occasional invitational mixed in.
Oh, so you're gonna shout? I'm not gonna be able to cheer anymore. Shut up, Megan. I thought it was like a happy occasion. No.
Rush-Henrietta and Webster Thomas, two teams in the championship mix, played out the regular season against each other at Mendon Ponds Park.
It's definitely challenging, but if you race it right, it's a fun course. So
Challenging is because it's hilly?
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of hills, but that finish just feels really good. So
Bailey Pierce is a senior wrapping up a nice little cross-country career at Rush-Henrietta.
let's go, Bailey! It's definitely bittersweet because I always look forward to it every year, but it's also really sad that it's my last one. And I'm hoping that we can all do really well just to make it like memories that will last a really long time. So
Pierce is the Bailey half of the Haley and Bailey show at RH. The Comet's two top runners can generally be found at the front of the pack. Haley Reardon should challenge for individual honors at sectionals.
Well, we're definitely trying to do like really well as a team, and like obviously we're all gonna try and like do as well as we can for the team.
Yeah, and you got, it's nice to say the team first, but it would be nice to take the individual race, wouldn't it?
It would be nice, but like not trying to get too far ahead of myself yet.
The Haley and Bailey show emerged this year from the shadow of the since graduated Sammy Watson, who dominated 3 seasons of distance races across Section 5 for the last 6 years.
It's something I've been stressing to anyone that's involved with RH over the last few years, that you can't center around one person, otherwise you're really not going to have a program. And as much as took the time and did what we had to do, or I had to do with Sammy, I never lost track of the rest of the team. And you can't do that because you'll lose your team if you just focus on one person.
Strength of program is big at Webster Thomas, too. The Titans are in what they call a rebuilding mode, but that doesn't necessarily mean they won't win a 5th straight Class A sectional crown.
Yeah, this will be tricky, especially because this year we'll only be losing me from our varsity team, but so next year we'll have a strong group coming back again. But this is kind of a down year for us. It'll be interesting to see if we can pull it off.
Yeah, replacing Amanda Vestry and Claire Ashton as well, who've moved on to college. That's been a challenge for us. We've got a lot of depth, but just not having that kind of strength up front has been a challenge for us.
Thomas is now led by a kiddie corps of freshman runners, Molly O'Brien and Heather Ashton.
I love it. The feeling, like the rush you get, like when you finish a race and you're like, I just did that, and you just feel so proud. Like it's just pretty great.
The thing is that when you're racing, it's hard to go out there and just think that like this is your race and you got to run it for yourself, which is part of it too. There's like some personal pride, but also there's a lot of a team aspect where you look at the girls in front of you, or if you turn around, which is kind of a no-no in running, but if you do turn around and you see the girls behind you, you're working for the girls on your team because you all want that same goal, and you've all been working together for so long. We run together every day.
It's a little different with everyone doing the same event as opposed to track and field where there's so many different events going on. Everybody's doing the same thing. They're the way they push each other. It really is more of a family type atmosphere, the way they support one another. And I mean, they cry, they bleed, they sweat. I mean, and they're all at different levels, but it's all the same effort. It's all 100% in.
Nice job, man! Great job, go Abby! Nice job, Christina! Come on, Abby! Nice job, Christina!
You got this. Go to the finish line.
Haley Reardon finished second to Churchville's Haley Arguin in the Monroe County meet. Bailey Pierce was 6th. RH won the girls' Monroe County title. We would like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible. As do you. Thanks once again for watching. We'll see you next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.